To start our day off right, we make some coffee. Just as it's ready, we have visitors again. This time, we are greeted with broad smiles from a couple approaching us. It turns out to be a Polish pair who have been living in Denmark for a while and are now adventuring with their canoe. The Polish woman shows us their planned route, while the man proudly shares photos of their bivouac from the previous night. We share our route with them as well. Though we exchange only few words, there's an instant connection. They return to their canoe and paddle past our campsite. Still holding our now cold coffee, we wave them off with good wishes for their journey. When we finally leave our bivouac spot, we pass the beach where the three hikers from yesterday have set up camp. The woman, who seemed irritated by our presence yesterday, surprisingly gives us a sincere wave. It feels good. We assume her short temper yesterday was due to her fatigue. The sun is high in the sky again as we follow the endlessly rolling gravel paths. The 27 degrees Celsius of the first day is long gone, but under this blue sky we are more than happy with a more comfortable 7 degrees less on the thermometer. Sunlight filters through the trees as we cycle through the dense Swedish forests. Along the route it's mostly woodland as far as the eye can see, interspersed with an occasional field. The path winds its way through the dense woods, where towering trees form a natural cathedral. We arrive at a crossroads of forest trails. Here, where the sun pierces through more abundantly, we decide to take a break. Our base layer comes off, as we can feel the sun warming up our bodies just enough. The warmth of the spring sun on our skin is a welcome contrast to the cool forest air. We cycle on, enjoying the peace and beauty of the Swedish wilderness. The forests stretch as far as the eye can see, a green oasis that embraces us and takes us further on our adventure. We almost pass by a well-hidden magical spot along the route. A glimpse of shimmering water catches our eye and makes us stop to investigate. It turns out to be the best decision of the day. The sparkling water is that of Lake Sandören. Here there is a small beach with picnic tables and a swimming platform. We are completely alone in this beautiful spot and do not hesitate for a second to dive into the water in this brilliant weather. Swimming in the Swedish lake, another item checked off the bucket list. We hang our swimwear and towels to dry on our bikes as we continue the path towards Häradsbäck. In that village there's a small shop where you can also get something to eat. Since we want to charge our power bank, we decide to take some time to eat. We order 2 sandwiches and some apple juice, which we enjoy on the terrace. A Swede strikes up a conversation with us in English. We talk about protecting small Swedish villages and nature. Suddenly, he wants us to follow him inside because he has something to show us. He points to some pastries in the restaurant's cooler. "These are the best in the world," he says. "They are the only ones made according to the original recipe of the king," he adds. The cook, standing a bit further away, starts laughing loudly. The story is probably not true at all. Nonetheless, she cuts a pastry into pieces so we can taste it for free. King's recipe or not, they are indeed delicious. So we buy an extra pastry to take with us in the backpack and bid farewell to the man and the cook with a broad smile. In a fishing village, we start a conversation with two elderly fishermen. They are happy to have their fishing gear out again, as fishing is prohibited until the month of May, they explain to us. They catch sander, as it turns out, but we needed quite a few translation apps to understand that. To the great amusement of the two men, we eventually showed the correct picture of the fish after much effort and sweating. From the fishing village, we follow a dirt path that takes us along the western shore of Lake Osnan. The path is well maintained and easy to follow, and the views of the lake are just stunning. For a moment, we follow a bridge-like section over a dirt path over Lake Osnan. I tried to find a bit of information about this one, but the internet failed. So if anyone knows anything about this stretch, please let me know. But as you can see from the video here, it is so beautiful. We plan to cycle another 20 kilometers, but we find a bivouac spot much earlier that is so beautiful that even our bikes seem to plant their stands into the ground spontaneously. While I cook a meal in my outdoor room with a view, I realize that I am gradually falling more and more in love with this country. We wash a few of our clothes and hang them to dry in the wind. Wim uses our tent as a rain shield in front of our hut, since we read in the weather forecast that a huge rainstorm is coming our way this night. I think he did a marvelous job. It comes to show that he's an engineer, right? And not only do I feel very protected against the rain, it makes our little hut extra cozy. So good night everybody, and I really hope to see you on our next video. Bye!